that Diana, Princess of Wales, has in fact been killed in that car accident.
Interesting. Sounds rather sort of bizarre, but I did go to Diana's coffin the day after I'd written.
For nearly 3 decades, the story seemed finished. Princess Diana died in a tragic car crash in Paris in 1997. She was buried on a secluded island at her family's Althorpe estate, protected by water, trees, and complete privacy. No visitors, no cameras. No one crossed onto that island again. Until now. Reports began circulating that Diana's burial site had been opened for the first time in 27 years. There was no public announcement, no televised event, just quiet whispers that something significant was happening. The obvious question followed. Why disturb a grave that had remained untouched for nearly 3 decades? The official explanation centered on preservation. Engineers had reportedly been monitoring the island and noticed that changing water levels and shifting soil could eventually threaten the burial chamber. British burial regulations also required periodic reviews of certain graves, and experts concluded that the tomb should be inspected before any structural damage became irreversible. But for many people, the timing felt unusual. Some reports suggested that Prince William and Princess Diana, before sunrise, a small team of structural engineers, preservation specialists, and funeral professionals quietly entered the island. It was the first time anyone had entered Diana's burial chamber since her funeral in September 1997. To understand why this moment mattered, you have to remember why Diana was buried there in the first place. Following her death, Earl Spencer rejected the idea of a public royal burial site. Instead, he chose the small island in the middle of Althorpe's Lake, a place naturally protected by water and difficult to access. After the funeral, the temporary bridge used to carry her coffin was removed, ensuring the grave would remain private forever. For 27 years, that promise held. According to reports, the inspection found that the lead-lined coffin remained intact, and the tomb itself was in surprisingly good condition. The feared water damage appeared less severe than expected. But what attracted the most attention wasn't the condition of the tomb.
Don't step onto the concrete. You'll hear me getting told off for doing so in a moment.
It was what was reportedly found inside. Among the documented burial items were family photographs, a prayer book, and a rosary given to Diana by Mother Teresa. One particularly emotional detail described a gold locket placed with Diana, containing tiny photographs of William and Harry, a final symbol of the children she left behind. There was also said to be a crystal charm engraved with the words, "Always believe." Then the story took an even more dramatic turn. According to unverified reports, investigators allegedly discovered sealed, handwritten letters addressed to William, Harry, Earl Spencer, and possibly others. If such letters exist, they have never been made public, and no official confirmation has been provided. The idea captured worldwide attention because it raised a powerful possibility that Diana may have intentionally left personal messages for the future. Some reports also claimed another note expressed Diana's fears before her death. Those claims quickly revived one of the most debated chapters in modern history. Before the crash, Diana had spoken to close friends and advisors about concerns for her safety. A well-known letter to her butler, Paul Burrell, described her fear that she might die in a staged car accident. Her solicitor, Lord Mishkin, also documented conversations in which Diana reportedly expressed similar concerns. These documented statements have fueled public speculation for decades. Supporters of conspiracy theories point to unanswered questions surrounding the Paris crash, including the unidentified white Fiat Uno, missing camera footage from the tunnel area, and the unusually long emergency response timeline. Official investigations in both France and the United Kingdom ultimately concluded that Diana's death was a tragic accident caused primarily by reckless driving and excessive speed, with no evidence of conspiracy. Still, the questions have never completely disappeared. If personal letters were truly found inside the tomb, their contents could become one of the most significant discoveries connected to Diana's legacy. But as of today, there is no public evidence confirming what those letters contain, or even whether they exist. That uncertainty has sparked fresh debate. Some reports suggest Prince William favors keeping any private material sealed, out of respect for his mother's memory and the stability of the monarchy. Nearly 30 years after her death, millions remain fascinated by her story, not simply because she was a princess, but because she represented vulnerability, compassion, and independence inside one of the world's most scrutinized institutions. Whether the recent reports about her tomb are entirely accurate, partly true, or simply another chapter in the endless mythology surrounding Diana, they reveal something remarkable. The world is still searching for answers, and perhaps that's Diana's lasting legacy. Not just the life she lived, but the questions she left behind. Nearly 3 decades later, her story still refuses to stay buried.